Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing this morning? Hope everything is going good. Hope everybody's having a great Monday morning. It's a good day in the neighborhood. Uh, when you wake up in the morning and the pre-markets are green, it's always a good day. Getting closer and closer to Christmas, closer and closer to the holidays. So everything is good. It is Monday. So go ahead and get into it a little bit here. Take our time this morning. It's Monday. Um, but the markets, they're all green. They look really good this morning. Everything looks good. The S&P looks good. The Dow looks good. The NASDAQ looks good. The futures look good. Stock futures rise to start the week. This is a good thing. The futures are up. Pre-markets are good. Everything seems to be lining up to have a decent morning before the markets open. So, we'll take that. It's we'll take it. We'll take it this early in the morning. Couple quick stories here. Elon Musk and Twitter put up a Twitter poll whether he should step down as running Twitter. The poll right now is sitting at a resounding yes. He should. I don't understand that, but he put up a poll basically to see if he should step down from his job. And Sam Bankman-Fried now wants to be sent to the United States after spending like 5 days in the Bohemian prison. So I guess he don't like the Bohemian prison in the Bahamas, but you know what? He's gonna get back here one way or another. I mean, he fought extradition for a while, but he gonna come on back to the United States and gonna figure out what happened. But we're gonna get into a little bit more of that conversation as we move along. But yeah, the pre-markets right now and the stock market, guys, they all look good. Everything is in green, and the futures look really good right now. So that's a good way to start a Monday. Crypto fear and greed index is sitting at 29. So we've been hovering between 25 and 30 for a while. We're still in fear. Market's still in fear. So we'll figure. It doesn't surprise me. Look at the crypto bubbles here. A lot of red on the hourly. So market might be pulling back a little bit on the hourly here. A little Santa Claus hats on there today. That's nice. That's cute. But yeah, so little red going on in the market right now. For the hourly chart, go ahead and take a look, see what that really means. Bitcoin sitting at 16,745. Ethereum sitting at 1,184. They're both down on the 24 and both down on the hourly. BNB continues to pull back, sitting at 248. It's actually up on a daily, and down on the hourly. So it's hanging in there. BNB is going to take a lot of heat over the next couple of weeks, but it's hanging in there. I said 220 was my buy price. I'm going to stand by that for now. That may change depending on how the markets go, but right now 220 is kind of where I'm jumping in. XRP is under 35 cents, sitting at 34 cents. 34 cents. So it's pulling back. It's pulling back a little bit. So it's sitting under 35 cents. So Dogecoin obviously pulled back. They're red all the way across, hourly and daily. When this thing is pulling back here, so I do plan on adding some Doge to the bag, but I'm not going to do it until it gets to 5 cents. Cardano is actually getting smashed in this market, guys. This thing has the ability to go down to a quarter. It's just getting killed right now. This market has not been friendly to Cardano at all. And Cardano's taking bigger hits than a lot of other cryptocurrencies are taking. It's pretty rough for Cardano right now. I don't even know what to say about Cardano other than this market hasn't been kind to it and is actually getting hammered. Polygon, it dropped underneath that 80 cent level. It's in that 79. So Polygon is pulling back as well. Seems like the whole market is, but this shouldn't surprise anybody. Shiba Inu, up on the hourly, up on the daily, but down on the hourly. We're gonna get into a little bit of SHIB news in a minute. Let's hope we're gonna get into some SHIB news as the day moves on, but kind of let you guys know what's going on with Shiba Inu here in a second. Solana still it broke that $13 range, and then it just went straight down to $12.29. Alameda Research still owns about between 11 and 13% of the supply, which is probably going to end up in bankruptcy court, which means it's probably going to end up getting sold off, which is the fear for Solana right now. So it's one of the things I'm going to stay away from, but if you're in it, go ahead and dollar cost your way down and see what happens. Stellar dropped under that 8-cent range. It's in that 7 cents right now. Slow mover in this market. So Quant, it's in that 110. It had a pullback, but you see it's up on the hourly, up on the daily too. It pulled back. I think I seen the lowest I seen it, I think, was 109. 109, 107, somewhere up in there. So Quant's doing okay in this market. This market is not a friendly market right now. And this market is not good to crypto right now. But crypto has never been through a market like this. So we're all reacting and watching how it's going to perform, right in front of our eyes. So, it's one of these things where you got to wait and see. You got to watch. So Chronos sitting at 5 cents. I did start to buy some Chronos, not a lot, but some. And it's all long term for me. For Chronos, I am buying some very slowly because I don't think the bottom's in yet. But this is nothing that I think is going to pump anytime soon. So I'm buying it very slowly and stacking it away in a long-term wallet for a future play. But the market itself, there's a lot of red in the market. There's a lot of red in the market right now. Even though if you come over here and you look at the pre-markets, they're all green and look really good. Crypto does not look good this morning. It does not look like it's going to perform well today. Unfortunately, it just doesn't. And just not sitting good. Market cap, guys, sitting at just over 800 billion, 809. This market is leaking right now. We could definitely drop under this 8. We definitely could drop under this 8 billion market cap today. And that's not good. It's not good for the market. So this market cap continually goes down. And like I tell you guys all the time, market cap equals price, because you can't expect the market to take off when you're leaking money out of it. So and over the weekend, a lot of money came out of the crypto market. So we'll see what happens as the day moves on. We'll see what happens as the morning moves on. as the markets open, either this thing's going to go way down or you're going to see a takeoff, one or the other. I tend to believe that we're going to go down a little bit, because when you look at this, it's just not looking good this morning. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for everybody, but this thing ain't looking good on a Monday morning. You kind of hope that you're holding some stocks at a good level over here, which is why you want to diversify, because it looks like the stock market's gonna have a really good day today, and the crypto market's not going to perform as well. So that market cap's a little scary because we don't want to get to that 7 billion mark. I mean 700 billion mark, and we're on our way there with the way that this thing is purging money out of here. So we're teetering right now, guys. We're teetering on the edge, kind of. We're not over the edge yet, but we're damn sure teetering on the ledge right now. So this thing is not good. We're sitting at 8, like I said, 8 billion 9 for market cap, and this thing is just leaking money out. The crypto market is just leaking money out of it right now, and it's reflected in all the prices. I don't know what else to tell you guys this morning, but I mean, here it is. On the hourly, this thing is looking a little rough. It's looking like there's going to be more pullback today, but the stock market itself looks good. So it's a little rough. Bitcoin, like I said, it's sitting at 16,747. It's leaking. Ethereum's 1,184. It's leaking. BNB's gonna have a tough road the next couple of weeks. It's leaking right now. Even XRP is pulling back. It's under that 35-cent level. It's leaking right now. Cardano, you can't base the market on Cardano. This whole downturn, this whole market, Cardano has just been getting smashed. They're almost down to a quarter. Like I said, Cardano just continues to get hammered in this market. Polygon, they're under that 80-cent mark and continue to leak out. They're at 79 cents, and they just continue to leak more and more over the past couple of days. They've been one of the ones that have been outperforming the market. Shiba Inu did come back up to reclaim a couple spots at the number 14. I've been riding on them for a while because they kept dropping down the charts, but they do have an announcement coming up in like 4 or 5 hours, and 8 hours, somewhere in there. And if this announcement is anything less than Shibarium or the metaverse opening, you'll see Shiba Inu's price push back down, is my thought. It can't just be a website update. They need something bigger than that. So Shiba Inu has to push up further than, they have to come out with something better than just a website update. That's just not going to work. Yeah, this market just continually leaks here. And it's hard. It's going to be hard for this thing to pull out of this today. Quant, it's just barely up, guys, like 0.5%. Excuse me. On the hourly, that's basically break even. So when you look at some of your big performers, even H-bar, you look at H-bar, it's leaking out too. everything is. Everything's leaking. Everything is just kind of, XDC, is up. There is some news around XDC and XDC coming out with a wallet. And I think that's what's keeping their price a little bit higher than the market right now, but you're only looking at like 1.1%. I mean, that's pretty much, again, a break even. I mean, there's no big run going on there. But yeah, these Santa Claus hats don't represent the day. They don't represent what's really going on today. There's no Santa Claus in this market. I'm wondering here. We came up about a trillion. It's 8.9 right now, just over 8.9 on that market cap. Pay attention to that market cap all day, because if that market cap goes to 7 billion, we could be in a lot of trouble here from a market standpoint. But go ahead and go over some news real quick. I don't got a long time on you guys this morning. My computer's already going off on me. But we look at Elon Musk is, he put a poll up on Twitter on whether he should step down or not. So looks like the results of that poll are going to come out yes, or came out yes. Third party links to websites and things like that on Twitter, they're banning. Elon wants to ban them. Not a lot of news really going on. Sam Bankman-Fried wants to be extradited to the United States after spending 5 days in a Bohemian jail. So he is what he is, and he'll be back in the United States. Here's the SHIB news. They have breaking news coming. There's a countdown, which is right here, 7 hours and 43 minutes away. We're going to find out what SHIB's news is and what they're actually coming out with. And like I said, anything less than the Shibarium dropping or the metaverse dropping with clear dates is going, in my opinion, is going to be a disappointment to SHIB, and it's going to be a disappointment to the market for the SHIB holders in the market, which I'm one of them. I hold some SHIB, and you're going to see that price action push down. I think Tim, good morning. How are you? I think anything less than the Shibarium drop or the metaverse drop, you're going to see a price action negative for SHIB. But I think that they know that, and I think they're going to come out with something. We're looking at 7 hours and 42 minutes away from figuring out what that is. I hope for myself and all of the rest of the SHIB holders out there, people holding in the SHIB ecosystem, that this is Shibarium. I think the SHIB holders need something positive to go in their way right now, because SHIB has been very quiet during this bear market. And I just think that they need something positive right now. They need something that keeps them hanging on and keeps them believing. Like myself, I hold SHIB and I hold Bone. So, I'm talking about my own bag, not everybody else's, but, and everybody else's, I should say. But I just think that they need something positive, better not be that new token. I know, or just a website update. I heard in the community that they were going to come out with a new website update with new graphics. I just don't think that that's good enough. I think that anything less than the Shibarium or the metaverse would be a disappointment. I think that SHIB has to bring that out. I believe that Shibarium is ready to go. I believe that it's ready to go. I believe that it's done. I just think that they're waiting for the right time to release it. But I think now is the time because they promised it for so long that now people are getting impatient and people don't believe that it's ready and people don't believe that it's going to come. So I think that they have to release it. They have to put it out there for people to start believing again. Um, they it's just one of these things where you know you can't say it's coming soon and it never comes. But the countdown is there. We're gonna find out in 7 hours, about 7.5 hours, what it is, and based on what it is, you're gonna figure out where this price action is as well. Um, like I said, I think that anything less than Shibarium or anything less than a metaverse, you're gonna see SHIB's price go down a little bit. They were at 16, they came up to 14. So with the announcement, we did have a little bit of a run when that came out. Both Bone and Leash and Shib all ran based on the announcement of that countdown. They all ran a little bit, nothing to write home about, but a little bit, and they came back up to 14. But if this announcement doesn't go well, definitely could see them dropping back down to 16, between 16 and 20. Yeah, been so long. A conversation for a website update. For a website update. Yeah, they do need a website update, Tim. I agree with the community on that. They do need one. But I don't think that that's what they need right now. What they need right now is they need Shibarium or the metaverse. And I think Shibarium's more important to release right now than the metaverse. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. Um, because it's something that was promised. It's something that they said was ready. It gives them a great utility. Um, and I think it's time. Not sure it's the best time for Shibarium. Um, I I agree, and I agree to a certain extent, and disagree to a certain extent. I think when if you drop Shibarium right now, you're dropping it almost at the bottom of the market. Um, so really, there's really nowhere to go but up. Um, but the market itself is bleeding out right now. So there's a chance you take that Shibarium won't be successful if you launch it right now because the market's bleeding out people. But you have to look at your community as well and ask yourself if your community's strong enough to to just get you through this bear market until the bull market comes. I think the ship community is strong enough to do that. If they don't release Shibarium soon, here's my fear, Tim. If they don't release Shibarium soon, I can see Shib dropping out of the top 20 tokens. Um, they were already last week sitting back here at 16 where Solana's sitting right now. It's not a far cry for them to um, fall down here to this 20 spot. Um, and that doesn't do any good for the token holders and it doesn't do any good for the project, right? When you were all the way, top, when you were all the way up here, I mean, you're already falling down the charts. You gotta, I guess, ask yourself, like, what's the lesser of two evils? Um, do you rally the community and in turn rally the price? I mean, you've seen just from releasing this countdown, the price action, right? You've seen the price action just from releasing this. You actually drop a utility, I think the price action will even be better. But if you don't, I think the price action is going to be negative for you. I don't think that you sit where you sit by dropping a website update. I just don't. I don't see it. I think people are starting to question whether Shibarium's even ready, whether the metaverse is ready. I think people are starting to question Shib right now and where they sit as a project. Um, I'm one of them. I think that they need a utility. Um, I mean, I'm not going to sell my Shib. Um, I'm not going to sell my bone. Um, but I think they just tread water and they go nowhere fast until they have a utility. Daniel, if you read my statement again, I I was actually agreeing with you. Oh, what did I miss with him? Oh yeah, I mean I agree, Tim. I'm sorry I missed that last piece. Um, on my screen sometimes when I hover over your comment, it cuts the last piece out. So my bad. But yeah, I mean I'm glad we're on the same page with that because utility to me and Shib, I think that they can send this thing to a rocket with the community. I think this thing will be on a rocket if they get utility. Um, and I think with my personal opinion, Tim, and this is just my opinion, um, they're sitting at 14 right now. Um, and if you look at where they're at 14, I think if Shibarium drops, right, they can come up. I want to say, they can probably come up to at least 11, if not higher, with just Shib, right? I think that it would give them that much positive price action because there's really nothing going on in the market right now. Um, but I think it would give some positivity to everybody, and I actually think that they would slingshot up this chart. Um, it's just, and that's just my opinion. I just think that right now there's no. I mean, when you look at the top tokens right now, right, like minus Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you look at the top tokens right now, XRP's in the middle of an SEC battle, which we don't even know when that's going to end, and if it's going to end. Um, Dogecoin is really relying on Twitter and Elon right now. Cardano is just absolutely getting hammered in this market. Like I was saying earlier, Cardano is almost down to a quarter. They're getting hammered in this market right now. I can see them actually giving up this number 9 spot to Polygon pretty quick. Um, and obviously, DAI is just a stable token. And then you get down here to Polkadot, and Polkadot has underperformed the market so far as well. And then you look at Tron. I mean, Tron. I mean, you're right there with Tron, right? From a market cap standpoint. I mean, you're not that far away. And so I think Shib, with the Shibarium drop, leapfrogs Tron, leapfrogs Polkadot, right? And probably actually you look at Matic has a 6 million market cap, right? You may even leapfrog Matic in this scenario. And if Cardano continues to fall, Shib literally has the ability to be sitting at number 9 if they just drop the utility. You see what I'm saying, Tim? Like you can be back up here in this top 10 token um very quickly with not a lot of price action. I mean, you look at uh look at Cardano, right? sitting at what, 9 billion, right? And then you look at SHIB sitting at 4 billion, right? So if Cardano continues to slide, and then you have Polygon is only sitting at 6 billion, right? So the difference between 5 billion and 6 billion isn't that much. Yeah, I mean, it's very likely that if they release Shibarium, they could be in the top 10. The difference between 5 billion and 6 billion is not that much. It's not that big of a stretch for a project the size of SHIB. So, but on the flip side of that too, if you look at it and you say, okay, SHIB is sitting, SHIB is sitting at 14 right now. Let's say in 7.5 hours, they just come up with a website announcement that they're going to update the website, and that's it. You don't hear any release date for Shibarium or a release date for the metaverse. You could fall out of the top 20 because the difference between where they're at in 3 billion isn't that far of a stretch either. So I think what happens in 7.5 hours is going to be crucial to where SHIB goes in the next 24 hours. It's going to be that announcement is that crucial. Very, very rarely do you get an announcement that's as crucial as this one. I mean, because when you look at this, Tim, and I was talking about this earlier, the market cap for crypto right now is only 8 billion 9, right? So we over the weekend bled out about 20 to 30 billion dollars out of the market, right? So based on this announcement, with that little bit of money coming back into the market, you're either going to pump it or you're going to dump it. It's not going to stay at 14, depending on that announcement. It's not going to sit there. So that's my thought, and like I said, that's just my thought, right? I could be completely wrong, but I just don't see. I think that announcement is that big for SHIB. Every business comes to this point where it's where there's crucial landmarks that they have to hit, and I think SHIB is at a crucial landmark where they need some utility right now. But the market's still bleeding out red on the hourly. Bitcoin continues to slide back. Just even as we're talking, it continues to slide back, and so doesn't Ethereum. Just kind of continues to trade sideways here. There's really no significant action going on, and the same with BNB. It just continues like trade sideways. But 220 is my price for BNB. I think that Binance is they're gonna continue to have a little bit of FUD coming at them for a couple more weeks, and I think this is gonna slide back a little bit more, just because people aren't gonna be, they're not gonna be wanting to invest, or two, they're gonna be selling off just due to some FUD and some news and the back and forth that CZ and Kevin O'Leary have going on. I think this will slide back just a little bit. I think that 220 is probably the bottom for BNB right there. I think it'll slide. So I'm just kind of waiting. Crow though, Crow continues to slide though. Um, Sitting at 5 cents. Like I said, I've been picking some Crow up um slowly, but I've been picking it up and dumping it in my long term bag. Like I don't think Crow has a pump in it anytime soon, but I think long term it's gonna pump. Oh, I think it's gonna pump higher than 5 cents. That's for damn sure. But I think it might have some more downside to it, and that's why I'm not like buying huge bags of Crow right now. But I'm just kind of stepping my way into Crow, and for every Crow I buy, I'm just packing it away. I'm not even looking to make any quick money off of Crow right now. Selmo Fudd, good morning. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Crow is one of these long term plays for me just because of where it is right now and where I think it can go. Um, so it's one of them kind of set it and forget it type of cryptos for me right now. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of slowly buying into Crow. But I do think that this has got some more pullback in it. I think that, to see Crow, this is so weird for us to talk about because, at one point Crow was 50 cents. And then at one point it really like kind of traded sideways at between 10 and 12 cents. But to actually talk about Crow at 5 cents just sounds so weird um, to me. It doesn't even seem like it's possible. So so and I think that's one of the reasons why I jumped back in. And anybody who knows me, I'm pretty open about sometimes I'm pretty open about what I'm trading. And I did sell off my Crow at 15 cents and put all that money in a quant and made up any losses that I had with quant. And that was a while ago. But now I'm back into Crow just because I, who would have ever thought you could pick up Crow at 5 cents? I would have never thought that, would have never dreamed that. So I am buying it, putting it in a long term bag. I have a long term wallet that I put a lot of anything I'm holding long term. I have a long term wallet that I just put everything into, and it's kind of one of them. In that wallet, it's a set it and forget it. Like whatever I put in there, I don't plan on looking at for a long time, and that's kind of where I'm dropping my Crow right now, and I am buying, and I may buy again today if this thing pulls back anymore. I may buy some more today and just like set it and forget it. But I do think there's more pullback for Crow. So I mean, if you're looking to better your position, you may have an opportunity just because the market as a whole is pulling back. Um, Another one that I kind of have in my long term wallet where it's a set it and forget it is Polygon, but I have it when I was buying it at 50 cents. So still up on it, but I have a certain amount in my long term bag where it's just like kind of set it and forget it. And if this thing drops down to 75 cents today, I may look at going back in and getting some more. Um, the same with XRP. If this thing 32 cents is usually where I like to buy some XRP, 32 cents and lower. And that's all stuff that I sock away in my long term bag. I'm not looking to trade it anytime soon. So if this XRP continues to fall down to 32 cents, I'll probably pick up some more. And obviously BNB at 220, I'll put that in the long term, set it and forget it bag too. But not looking great today for crypto this morning, which is odd because the stock market is actually looking phenomenal this morning. The futures are actually looking really good as well. which sets us up for a good trading day for the stock market. But crypto doesn't seem to be following that today. This could all turn around as we get closer and closer to 9:30. But what concerns me most is this market cap right here over the weekend. We're at 809 billion. Like I said, we lost about $20 billion out of the market cap over the weekend. That's a lot of money. That's a lot. That's a lot of trading. So I'll continue. Like I said, I'll continually watch this market cap. If it gets to 7 billion, we got to really start looking at some longer type term investments. But I don't know what you guys think about this, but Elon Musk, I mean, you guys probably know, he put a poll on Twitter asking if he should step down from running Twitter, and it looks like the poll's came back as a resounding yes. So I don't know if he's stepping down or not, but I guess the people on Twitter think he should. And Sam Bankman-Fried was fighting extradition from Bahamas to the United States for a long time, since he got arrested. And now he spent about 6 or 7 days in the Bahama prison. Now he wants to come to the United States. So now he's not fighting extradition anymore. So he'll be here. He'll be here in the United States in a little while. But it's going to get, I think the FTX situation and the Alameda situation going to get real interesting. I think a lot of them guys are going to start telling on each other, and we're going to get more inside information as to what really was going on in that company real soon. But Elon may, I don't know if he'll step away as running Twitter or not, but he put the poll out himself. So I don't know, maybe he's thinking about it. I know that the Tesla holders are wanting him to go. SBF is a show. It is a show right now. It's a freaking show. I mean, the thing that I'm waiting for when it comes to the SBF situation is the charges that he has are all conspiracy charges, and you can't be charged with conspiracy by yourself, right? So there has to be, you have to conspire with somebody else, right? So who else is going to be charged? Who else are they saying that he conspired with? And why would they charge him so quickly with conspiracy charges and then not charge everybody else? It just doesn't make sense to me, because you have to conspire with somebody else. So who are them somebody else's? I mean, I think we know who they are. Caroline, the rest of the crew. But does his parents get caught up in this mess? His dad took money and gave legal advice. Does his parents get caught up in this mess? I don't know. But, the whole campaign finance, charge, does that point to his mom, who leads a big PAC, a big super PAC? I don't know. It's just all kind of weird. Elon will just fire. Elon will just fire everyone. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he could, but I think he's stepping down. I think he's gonna allow somebody else to run Twitter. I mean, I think he still have his hands in it, but the day-to-day operations, I think he's gonna hire somebody who's a social media expert, because I think he's taking a lot of heat right now from the Tesla board, that he's spending a little bit too much time in Twitter and not enough time at Tesla. And I think the board itself is really on Elon's ass about that. and I think they're going to. I think Elon's got to make them happy. Elon's got to go where his bread is buttered, and right now his bread is buttered at Tesla. I mean, that's where the majority of his wealth is. So um, you better take care of home before you stray out and do something else. And I think I can see him bringing in a social media expert to run Twitter. I mean, obviously Elon will have say, but the day to day operations, I can see going to a social media expert. Uh, Getting a little greener as the morning's moving on. Bitcoin's really not moving at that much, and neither is ETH. But some of these altcoins are starting to dig their way out a little bit. XDC, I think they're sitting in green. I think just because of the wallet that they're building out. I think that's pushing them up a little bit. So I think that's why they're sitting in green right now. Um, while it's going to be interesting because XDC is going to operate on and private and open network. I mean, with the ISO 20. So how does that wallet play into all that? I think it's going to get interesting. But I like to see XDC pumping a little bit. I do hold that. I hold the ISOs, guys. I tell you guys, like I'm a big believer in the ISOs. Quant, XDC, XRP, ALBT, um, HBAR. I hold them all. I'm a big believer in where the ISOs are going in the future of crypto. Tim, did you catch my ALBT video? I put one out on funders and kind of how I believe that whole thing works and how they're launching projects, their launch pad. Um, I really like it, and they're launching a couple tokens right now that are in the money making phase. They're gaining capital, but I really like the ALBT's launchpad and funders. It really gets the community involved, and it really allows the community to have a vote as to whether or not these projects continually move on and get funded, or they don't, based on the benchmarks that they hit and how the community feels about them. So I think that type of launchpad is going to serve them well in the future when it comes to community and feeling comfortable with the projects that are launched on ALBT. Saw that. Go ahead. Let's go ALBT. Yeah. The more and more I dive into that project, ALBT, the more and more I really like what they're doing. The more and more I'm. It's funny because you don't invest in anything that you don't believe in. So when I invested in ALBT, I did some research and I believed in a product. But the more and more I dig in, the more and more I'm like, yeah, I want to buy some more because of what they're doing and what they have coming out and how they're doing it. And the openness of the dev team. They give weekly updates. They're always on AMAs, they're always on Twitter Spaces, they're always giving updates, they're always letting people know where they're at, where they are as a project. So I like that. Got a spammer here, I think. But I think Tim, I'm more and more inclined to buy more. I like the updates too. Do you get a lot of updates from the website? I mean, from Twitter, Tim. Do you read their weekly updates and stuff? I do. I Every Sunday I go in there and I read their weekly updates of what they have going on and what tokens they have coming off their launch pad and what they've done for the week and kind of where they're at. And I love that type of transparency. I think that that's great. I think that that's exactly where a project needs to be. Yeah, that's where I go to, Tim. And they have a blog. And every time I want to read more into what they have going on their weekly update, like if they're doing something and I want a deeper dive, like founders or anything like that, I go to the blog and I go ahead and read exactly what they have going on and how they're rolling it out and what that project actually does. I think their blog is, I mean, it's so detailed that you couldn't possibly go in there and read everything and understand it. But if you're really interested in a certain piece of it, you go into that blog and you can really get a really good breakdown of what they're trying to do. So I like that type of transparency. You, you guys realize as we're sitting here talking that Bitcoin is just kind of like teetering right here at the 16.75 and 16.45 mark, right? You realize that this thing could go either way between now and 9:30. It literally is just teetering right here. And the same with Ethereum. Like there's no, it's just literally teetering between this 1,187.89 mark and 1,185 mark. It's just like on the edge. Just the market cap still staying in there. But yeah, this thing is just kind of teetering here, guys. And I don't know which way the market's going to go today for crypto. We are starting to see more green pop up on the hourly, though, which means there is a little bit more action. Even though it's little, there's a little bit more action going on in the altcoins as the morning as you know, you got to remember, like the overseas market, they set these prices, right? And now the American market's waking up and they're saying to themselves whether they agree or disagree with these prices that the overseas market set. Because the overseas markets are about to close and they set the price. Now the American markets are about to wake up and say whether or not they agree with the prices or not. So like that's the internal battle that goes on with the stock market and crypto in general. Is the overseas market sets the price, the American market wakes up, they say they agree or disagree with what the overseas markets did overnight. And that's kind of what's happening right now. But you see more and more green start to pop up, which is a good thing when you come over here and you look at the pre-markets being all green and the futures really looking good today. From Friday, the futures are really looking good in the stock market, and the Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq are all in green. And now you're starting. This is kind of why I'm stalling on you guys a little bit today, because now you start to see the American market themselves wake up, and you start to see the market itself start to turn around a little bit, right? So you start to see more and more green start to come in as the American market starts to wake up. So it's probably what, this is one of the reasons why I was kind of like slow playing you guys this morning. What's up, Big Watch? So now we're starting to see this on the hourly, right? I mean, yeah, on the hourly, we're starting to look at, Tim, you've been here for a while, so you can kind of see the green start to fill in over top of the red. The American markets are waking up, and now they're saying, hold on, we don't agree with what was set on the overnight overseas markets. So we're going to drive the market up. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you see Bitcoin even starting to come up a little bit as the American markets wake up. Um, it's starting to rise a little, 0% there, but on the hourly, it's starting to come up. So based on what we see here from the pre-market and what we're starting to see here right before the markets open, um, it could end up being okay. The market could end up being okay today. I don't think it's going to be great, guys. I don't think the market's going to run at all. But you hopefully you don't bleed out any more than this $8 billion market cap right here, because right now you're sitting at 8 billion 09. Bled out about 20 billion over the weekend. You hope to throughout the week recover that 20 billion into the market. It's kind of what you're hoping. Tim, Brian, good morning. Everybody saying good morning, everybody. Brian, watch. So, over this week, we just kind of hope to recover that 20 billion that bled out over the weekend. But the markets themselves, when we were on here, when I first started streaming on here, this whole hourly chart was completely red except for XDC. So we're starting to see it fill in. We're starting to see some positive price action on some of these altcoins this morning, which now lines up with your pre-markets for the stock market, which they're starting to come in line. I mean, you look at that green in the stock market, guys. This is a big green wall. So they're starting to line up with your positive price action. Your positive pre-markets are starting to line up with positive crypto movement. Bernie started to wait for 17K, then panic. Sell the house. Sell the house, Tim. These are great opportunities, though. When you look at it, we're talking about Crow, and you look at Crow right now, sitting at 5 cents, right? Who would have thought, even 6 months ago, we would be looking at a 5 cent Crow? Crow may pull back to 3 cents, but ultimately, in the long run, if you're holding it long term, there's a great buying opportunity there. There's a great buying opportunity and a great long term hold. Yeah, DCA your way through. Yeah, I mean, I've been DCAing. I'm pretty open with you guys. I can tell you guys what I'm DCAing into. Obviously I own Bitcoin. Obviously I own Ethereum. So, we don't even need to talk about that. And obviously I own BNB. So we don't need to talk about that. I can tell you, when Dogecoin gets to 5 cents, I'm buying. Cardano, I'm not buying any of. Polygon, I have a long-term bag at about 50 cents, but I am going to open up. If this thing gets down to 75 cents, I am going to open up a shorter bag, a shorter position on this, where I'm looking to flip that, on a short term. Shiba Inu, I hold that, and I actually bought some more based on this announcement that's supposed to be coming here in 7 hours exactly. When we see what that announcement is, I'm going to know whether or not my short-term Shiba Inu investment from yesterday is either a good one or a bad one. I may end up losing on that and holding it long term, but we'll see. I opened a long position on BNB. Yeah, I have enough BNB that I'm holding right now, and I'm still winning a little bit. But if this thing gets down to 220, because I think that BNB has some more FUD coming this way. If this thing gets down to 220, I'm definitely buying some more. Clearing at 255. Yeah. 255 is when you're going to clear it out. Shiba Swap 2.0. Then he's Shibarium. I think that anything, me and Tim were talking about this earlier, for this Shiba announcement, anything less than Shibarium or the metaverse dates, anything less than them guys giving us dates of when them are going to drop, I don't think that's going to go over well in their price action. I think it has to be one of them two, in order for SHIB to have positive price action movement. I think if it's not one of them two, I think, SHIB was sitting down at 16 not too, a couple days ago. Let's not forget that it was sitting right here at the 16th ranked crypto. With the announcement, it moved up to 14 with this countdown. I believe if they drop Shibarium, you can move up into the top 10. I believe if they don't drop Shibarium, you could drop out of the top 20 until they do. That announcement to me, it is that big because I think SHIB holders are growing impatient with not having utility right now. So, like I said, I bought some yesterday, and it'll either be a good trade or it'll be a bad trade, based on that announcement in 7 hours. And if it doesn't go well, then that's fine. I'll just add it to my long position. I'll add it to my long term hold. But it's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. And I don't think that SHIB's in a situation right now where it can be anything less than a big announcement. The holders are growing very, very impatient with not having the utility. Man, this market's starting to really turn around right in front of us. These altcoins, so Bitcoin's starting to come up a little bit. It's slowly rising as the American market wakes up. We're slowly rising. So this looks good for the market for the rest for a good start to the day, guys. It really does. It's starting to look good. So we'll take this first thing in the morning. When you're seeing a positive price action in the stock market and a positive price action start to come into crypto, that usually sets up for a pretty good morning. So DCA, like Bernie said, I'm all about DCA and in. I'm all about it, and taking your profits when you got them, because this market is going to be so up and down over the next couple months. You got it. People forget to, something I like to remind you guys is the stock market has never been through the crypto market has never been through anything like this. A Fed-induced recession coming. We're already in a recession. Don't let them fool you. But when they actually call it a recession, a Fed-induced recession coming. Crypto has never been through a market like this. So how cryptocurrency is going to react to a market like this, we're all looking back at the stock market, who has been through numerous recessions and depressions, and we can look back at the data and say this is how the market reacted at that time. Crypto has never been through that. Crypto is new to this recession. Crypto is new to this type of price action in the stock market. And regardless of what people may tell you, crypto and the stock market are connected. They if you lay the cryptocurrency market cap chart over top of the Nasdaq chart, they are almost identical. So anybody who tells you that they're not connected is full shit. They run together, and um, but crypto hasn't been through this before, so we don't know exactly how crypto is going to react. We don't know exactly what's we can't we can act like we can predict it based off of what the stock market has done, but we don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen. So just kind of we're all kind of playing this out together, right? But what we do know is that only one person can call the top and only one person can call the bottom. So the best thing to do is to DCA your way in, because if you're waiting for the absolute bottom in order to start buying your crypto, you're going to lose. And if you're waiting for the absolute top in order to sell it, you'll lose too. So, have your price points together, know what you're doing, know when you're getting out in and when you're getting out. So, but this market looks decent today. Big Watch, did you watch the Vote Inu announcement yesterday? So you guys, so in 6 hours, about 7 hours, 6 hours and 53 minutes, pay attention to what SHIB does. If you own SHIB, Bone, Leash, all that will be affected by this price. I happen to own SHIB and I happen to own Bone. So I'll be paying attention in 6 hours. Pay attention in 6 hours to what the announcement is. Let's hope that it's something positive because the SHIB community, I think, we're ready for some positive movement. We're ready for some positive announcements. We need them as a SHIB community. I think SHIB's been quiet the whole this whole bear market. Basically, they've been pretty quiet. So, I think we need some positive sentiment coming out of the SHIB community. It's time. So, pay attention. I watch Space Chick. Watch Basics. I think it. I think it was her early stream. Yeah. I'll get into it in a minute. That bone will be pumping. Yeah, Bone's gonna pump. As soon as Shibarium drops, Bone's gonna pump. Big Watch, no, not yet. Basically, what the whole vote announcement was that Votoshi just came out, thanked the community for everything they did, gave some hints that he's working with the banks on some stuff, and then Pablo Crow and them guys just said that they have a couple announcements coming up when it comes to exchanges, but obviously they can't announce first, so they're kind of waiting on the exchanges to do the announcements before they can, which is smart because we all know what happens when you don't wait for the exchanges to make the announcements. You don't get listed. So they're just kind of waiting for the exchanges to do the announcements. They're doing whatever the exchanges are asking them to do at this point, and just kind of waiting. So that's kind of what it was. So it was a good birthday. It was a good birthday shout out just because thank the community, just being a community token, thank them for everything that they did, everything that they do. So it was very nice. Couple cliffhangers in there that kind of makes you wonder, what is coming next. But All in all, I thought it was a great announcement. I'm not going to speculate on that big watch. I have a thought, Tim, and I think it's either I think one of them, because they said there's two announcements. I think one of them is either going to be KuCoin or Gemini, and I don't know what the other one's going, and I don't kind of know what the other one's going to be. I try not to speculate too much because then you just get hurt in the long run. You're like, damn, I was wrong. But I think it's all going to be positive. But we'll wait and see where the exchange is coming. I think KuCoin's in play. I think Gemini's in play. Um, I think a big surprise would either be Coinbase or Crypto.com. I think that would be a big surprise. But we'll see. It's hard to say what price action it's going to do. It's one of these things you got to remember when you look at this market cap. There's not a lot of new money coming into crypto. So actually, technically, I give you my own thoughts on this. Is I don't think that it's a good time to be listed on exchanges. I love exchanges. I think exchanges are very crucial to especially lower market cap tokens and what they do. But I think central exchanges and the volume are crucial for that. But when you look at the volume on centralized exchanges right now, it's nowhere near what it was. So I think if you get listed, I think you'll always have positive price action movement. Do I think it's going to have the effect that it would have if you were at $1.5 trillion market cap? Not even close. And then with the heat that centralized exchanges are taking right now, the volume is actually decreasing even more. So if I'm a project, I don't know if I want to be listed on a tier one right now. But and that's just because I don't think you're going to get the bang for your buck that you would get later on. What you're paying to be listed on a tier one exchange, what it cost. Are you really gonna? If you just hold off for a little while, you probably could get a lot more positive price action out of that than if you just get listed right now. I mean, look at what's going on with centralized exchanges right now. I mean, people are pulling their money off of there like crazy, right? So I don't know, Big Watch. That's a 50-50 prop. That's a 50-50 probability on what the price action would be. Smaller caps still benefit from major exchanges. Yeah, smaller caps really do benefit from any volume on any exchange. Smaller caps benefit tremendously. But my point was just if you're going to get listed, is it better to get listed now, or is it better to get listed maybe 3 months from now? I don't know. I guess it depends on where you think the market will be, and where you think centralized exchanges will be in that market. I think that centralized exchanges are getting beat up right now, but I think eventually that'll die down, and you're going to see centralized exchanges be okay, and a whole bunch of money flooding back onto centralized exchanges over time. But anytime a small market token can get listed on a centralized exchange, it's a positive. It just matters of I think it would be more beneficial to get listed on KuCoin right now than I do think it would be to get listed on Coinbase, just because I think you want to save that Coinbase listing or anything like that for a time where the market starts to turn around a little bit. Terrible time to stop a new exchange. Oh, terrible. Um, if you're setting up a new centralized exchange right now, like you're gonna struggle. Uh, if uh, if Binance is struggling and Coinbase is struggling and crypto.com is struggling and KuCoin is, I mean, if you look at the amount of money, I mean, the KuCoin's wallets are pretty open. So if you line up what they reported that they had versus what is actually in the wallets, you can see the amount of money coming off the exchanges. I mean, if them guys are struggling, some of these smaller centralized exchanges are really struggling. And if you're just trying to start up one right now, that's going to be a tall task. That's You better be bringing something to the table that nobody else is bringing to the table. You better be so good. You better be so different. You better be doing something that nobody else is doing, or the chances of you making it long term very short, because you know you're damn sure not launching in a bull market. And in the criticism that they're under right now, um, man, I don't know if you. I, I mean, just think about it. You have no holders going into a centralized exchange, and as a new project, and then you're launching. Centralized exchanges are under fire, but not only from the investors, but also from the governments. You know, man, that that I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. CBS morning news just reported that SBF isn't going to fight. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that this morning. Big watch. He spent about 5 to 7 days in the Bahamas jail, and now he's ready to come back to the United States. And good luck. I mean, it's one of these things where he was going to lose that battle anyways. He was going to be in the United States anyways. It was just a matter of no, you're good. We can talk about it again. Because it's just a matter of him, just he's going to be here. And what's going to be interesting about this whole FTX thing now is, it's like I was saying to these guys earlier today. What's going to be interesting now is he's charged with conspiracy, right? Well, you can't conspire against yourself, so there has to be additional people that are going to be charged, because you can't just conspire against yourself. So the question now is who else, right? We know it's probably Caroline. We know it's probably his friends that were helping him run Alameda and FTX. But my question is it going to be his dad as well and his mom? Um, there's campaign finance. There's a campaign charge in there. His mom runs a big campaign a group. Like, is she gonna get caught up in this? Is his dad gonna get caught up in this? Who else gonna get caught up in this? Because make no doubt, everybody that thinks that they're gonna get indicted are gonna start singing a song to try to get a lower sentence. So everybody's gonna be telling on everybody, you know. So we're gonna find out. get something on him and his parents next. Yeah, and I think so. I think his dad. I think if you look at SBF's two parents, I think his dad is probably most vulnerable to getting charged because he actually was on a payroll. He actually took money for services. Um, all right, Tim. All right, Tim. I'm about to get off here in a minute too. I got to start my workday. But yeah, he actually took money for services. So his dad is most vulnerable right now to probably being charged for legal, some of the advice that he gave. So I think I think his parents are not too far away from an indictment. At least one of them, his father being vulnerable. But I think we're going to find out that this thing runs a little bit deeper than what we all expected. I think I think we're going to find out that this thing runs deep, and a lot of people knew a lot of stuff. A lot of people knew what was going on. A lot of people overlooked it. Um, a lot of people benefited from it, and now a lot of people are going to be charged with it. So it's going to get real interesting. But I can guarantee you that everybody's up in New York right now telling on each other. I can guarantee you that. So, but all right, let's take one last look at this market, and then I gotta get my butt to work. I'll go make some of that money so I can invest back in this market, get this market cap back up. We're still green, guys. Stock market looks like it is going to open really good today. Futures look good as well. Elon might be stepping down based on a poll that he himself put up. Obviously, we talked about his Sam Bankman-Fried stuff. So the pre-markets look really good. This market has turned around. When we first started to talk, it was all red. The American market has started to wake up, and this thing is starting to turn around. You're starting to see the altcoins come alive a little bit. They're starting to wake up from their sleep, and we're starting to get a whole hell of a lot more green on this chart than we did early this morning when we first started to talk. If I leave you guys with anything today to watch out for this crypto market cap right here, sitting at 800 billion and 9. Let's hope that we can drive this market cap up a little bit because, I think we lost about 20 billion out of the market over the weekend. If this thing drops down into the 700 billion range, you're going to see things on sale like you've never seen them on sale before. And pay attention to this Shiba Inu countdown here in 6.5 hours to see what they're going to announce, because I think it's going to drive SHIB either up the charts or way down the charts. I think that's how big that this announcement's going to be for SHIB. Either SHIB's going to moon or SHIB's going to tank, one or the other. I don't think there's a middle ground for SHIB at this point. I think they have to drop Shibarium or they have to drop the metaverse in order to move up them charts. And anything less than that, I think you'll see a big push down the charts. And I think it's time that the SHIB community has some positive news out of all of this. So with that, guys, pay attention, be smart, trade smart. Don't invest all your money at once. Dollar cost average in. We don't know where this market's going. Keep in mind that cryptocurrency has never been through a market like this. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Keep yourself diversified. Make sure that you are investing in good, solid projects. Make sure that you're investing in good, solid dev teams. Make sure that you're not putting all your money into one basket, and make sure that you diversify your portfolio and even try to add some stocks to your portfolio during this downturn and diversify so that you can make the most money possible when the run starts. So with that, guys, I'm out. I'll see you in the chat, and we'll be back here doing this again tomorrow morning. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your watch, and I will see you in the chat. All right. Bye.